Well, if we view the internet as being a public place or a series of public places, and then we think about how we deal with public places in the offline world, where there are certain acceptable standards for how one behaves, and there might be different standards depending on which public place we're in. So if I'm in a family-friendly public place, then there are certain expectations in the way I'll behave as an individual in that place versus how I might behave in a restaurant or bar area late at night. There will be other behaviours, all of which must still fit within some form of framework of society. And my argument is that the internet space is no different, that we need to have this concept of the rule of civil society and of law. And in many respects, for quite some time, governments and us as internet users have just seen the internet space as out of reach for that type of civil behaviour. As an office, what we're doing is making sure that a child, an Australian child that's online, is given the same level of protections as we would expect them in the offline space. It's not magic. What it involves is making sure that the law can apply in that internet space, and that is a combination of cooperation and the underpinning of laws which we have to take material down if necessary. Well, all of the social media services have some form of rules around acceptable use, or community standards as they're referred to in some of those organisations. Our Act is written in such a way that a child or a family needs to complain first to the social media service to have the material taken down, and those social media services assess the complaint against their community standards or acceptable use policies. And the vast bulk of the time, it's my view that those social media services will take the appropriate action. But we know that from time to time, either through human error or a different interpretation of those community standards, that there are times when the correct judgment in quotes, isn't necessarily taken. At that point, a family or a child can come to us to have us review to see if this does meet the criteria of serious cyberbullying, so seriously threatening, intimidating, harassing or humiliating material, and if it is, we'll approach the social media service and ask for it to be taken down. And we take very much a cooperative approach to that. So we don't talk about fines, we don't talk about compulsion, we bring the matter to the attention of the social media service. In fact, I should say that based on our position, we can often hear more information from the complainant as to why that information is harmful to the complainant. One of the first complaints we had was from a very distraught mother whose child had mental and physical issues that meant that the material that was posted was very harmful to that child. When it had been reported to the social media service, they'd looked at it and said, this doesn't look harmful. But it was only because we had that extra information from the complainant that we could add the colour necessary to have the social media service take that material down. So no one's expecting them to make a decision right all the time, and they certainly won't end up being fined through misstepping. I would suspect will never end in the courts with social media services. Certainly I have no intention of doing that, and I doubt whether they do too. This is just really just common decency the vast bulk of the time, and our relationship with them is very strong.